This is the night you've been waiting for. You're going to laugh. You're going to dance. You're going to enjoy the music. Tonight you will find what you're looking for, and I promise you that you will never forget it. We're about to take this party to a place that you have never been before. Come, join us. Trick or treat. What does the night have prepared for you? Are you ready?
Oh, happy Halloween, everybody.
It's time for Chat with Chuck, live from Windsor, California, discussing stuff on Chuck's mind, life, attitudes, and stuff. And now, your host, Chuck the DJ.
Hey, that's me. Oh, man. I was, who we burying tonight, Mr. Lattenhouse says. I think Mr. Lattenhouse is an instigator. He wants me just to change the title of the show to, I think, Chuck rips on people, I think, or something along those lines. How you doing? DC Artists in the house. Love to Nines. Thank you so much. Tennessee Girl, Radioactive. Thank you all for being here. I do so appreciate it. A few days before the big night. Rant with Chuck. That's what it was. DJ Bain. How you doing? Thank you, Mr. Lattenhouse. Rant with Chuck. I don't know if I'll be doing much ranting today. To tell you the truth, the rip and rant. I like that, DC Artist. Rip and rant with Chuck. That's good. I like that one. To tell you the truth, I've been so busy. I just finished, I did an event last night. They did a nurses convention that had a karaoke Halloween theme. Those of you, if you follow me on Facebook, might have seen some pictures, but it was my 5 gigs in 6 days run, as I call them. I call them my runs. And October has been, was, I guess, an incredibly busy month for me. I had 12 events, and that's a lot for me. A couple of them were just kind of sound guy doing sound for a couple of bands and playing break music during the band's breaks. But most of them were either corporate events. I think I did one wedding. I think the rest of them were all corporate events, a couple karaoke things. So it has been busy, which is good because November is kind of slow. But because it's been so busy, I honestly, I feel a little guilty here as I didn't really have a lot of time to prepare. Chat with Chuck. I didn't reach out to a lot of people and say, hey, XYZ idea on something. So I thought I would talk, since we're a few days away, I thought I would talk a little bit about Halloween. And some of the past that I have, how we do it around our house, and hopefully the chat will chime in with some ideas and things that they're doing. If there are any DJs in the house that are streamers that have a Halloween themed stream coming up in the next few days, please feel free to drop it in the chat, drop a link, let us know when you're going to be playing, when you're going to be doing, what you're going to be doing. I wasn't invited on any Halloween raid trains this year, so sad me. Poor Chuck. But but if you are and you have something going on, feel free to drop in the chat and share it and let us know what's going on. I do once again wants to say thank you for all being here. Mr. Lattenhouse, my Christmas tree has Halloween lights on it. I was in Safeway. I think I talked about this. I was in Safeway, I think 2 weeks ago, and they were putting up their Christmas tree. When you first walk into Safeway, they were already putting up a Christmas tree and some, cookies and a few things. And I'm like, it's not even Halloween. I mean, we used to say it's not even Thanksgiving yet. But now we're saying it's not even it's not even Halloween yet, and you're putting up your Christmas stuff. I mean, come on. Um, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Mr. Lattenhouse says we can make our own raid. Chuck, yes, Mr. Lattenhouse. I thought you retired. Mr. Lattenhouse retired. DC artists. I've been seeing Christmas since September. Isn't that sad? I mean, it seems very sad to me that DJ Ryan 22 Pookie into the house. How you doing, Pookie Boo? It seems really sad to me. It's almost like it's not special anymore. Because it used to be, the Halloween or the Thanksgiving or the Christmas or Valentine's Day or Easter or whatever holiday. It doesn't matter. Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. Kwanzaa, I'm trying to think of all the things, and it used to be that, hey, look, a month before, bang, oh, it's special. Oh, here they come. Lights are up. Hey, but now, I mean, I've seen Black Friday sales getting advertised, and not even November yet, and they're already advertising Black Friday sales. Love to the nines. Thank you for being here. By the way, my daughter said that some stores put their decoration up early because it's their show stores. Well, I mean, from a business standpoint, I understand. I understand that. I mean, they figure that, well, you know what, I'm gonna put the Christmas stuff out, or I'm going to put the Easter stuff out, or whatever, really early, and people will, jump on it, and maybe they'll buy more, or they'll think about it. Now, the Halloween candy comes out, and as you know, if you buy Halloween candy, the first 2 or 3 bags of Halloween candy you buy is basically just for you. That it never makes it to Halloween. You buy a bag of Halloween candy when it first comes out, it's not gonna make it to October 31st. I'm sorry, it's just not gonna happen. It's not gonna do it. It's gonna go down the throat and be there. We do Halloween big time around our house and our neighborhood. We have I was going to try to count them. We have a bunch of houses in our neighborhood. And our neighborhood is a destination neighborhood for both Halloween and Christmas. We have some that go just completely bazonkers and busloads and RVs and just a crap load of people. There's a bike tour, pedal bike. They put lights in the wheels, and they come riding by, and last year they actually were pulling. They had one guy riding a bike pulling a DJ sound system, and it was blasting music. And there's a few 3 or 4 blocks here that people go just completely nuts on. Just tremendous. We do some stuff, not as big as we used to. The house that we had before we lived in this house, we had a huge front yard, probably 150 feet wide by 40 feet deep front yard, and we would just inflate and statues and all kinds of crap up in that house. The house that we moved into now, we're like basically in a subdivision, and we've got like 20 by 10 or something front yard. DJ Hack on the lurk. Hi, welcome in. So we don't do as much, but we do some Halloween. We put some inflatables out, and I put some lights up, and we put some banners up, and we are one of, if not the only house that actually gives out full-size candy bars. Last year, we gave out, I think, 230 full-size candy bars, and we had a couple bags that we had for backup. This year, we bought 300 full-size candy bars. Thank you, Costco. So, the hard part, when you go to Costco and you buy those boxes, those full-size boxes of candy bars, the really hard part is not breaking into them, right? Because we buy them early. We buy a few at a time, so it doesn't cost us a crap load all at once. We buy a few at a time, and we put them in a cabinet up above. And the really hard part for a chocoholic is not ripping into those boxes of candy bars that are, it's the multi-pack. It's got like a Snickers bar and a Twix bar and a Reese's peanut butter cups and 3 or 4 different types of candy bars, and so we give those out. We don't mess around with the little bitty, oh look, here's 1, 2, 3, here's little 3 pieces of here's a mini Snickers. Here's, we freaking do it all out. Um, wow, you one of them fancy rich folk handing out full size candy bars. Ryan 22. Honestly, Ryan, I write it off as a business expense. I do. I write it all off. Hey, I DJ'd a Halloween party and we supplied the candy. Uh, it, if I can write it off, I do. And the line my tax guy used to say, well, you can write off anything you want, and until you get audited, then you have the trouble. But yeah, I mean, as DJs, of course I do. As DJs, as entertainers, as people who put on parties or entertain at parties, that really opens it up for us to even like my loudmouth pants, my golf pants. I write all that off as show clothes. That's right. I have full size candy bars and write off as DJ expense. Mr. Lattenhouse, that's the way to do it. We don't own our house. Our daughter's 34 years old, something like that. 44 years old. So I don't have any deductions. I don't have all that kind of stuff. So I have to write off. I have to find things to write off as best I can. And so anything, even my golf shoes. I have custom made golf shoes. On one side they say Chuck, and on the other side on the shoe it says the DJ. I write them off. I write them off. Business expense says Chuck the DJ on them. I write it off. I write off my. I don't buy golf balls very often because when I work at the golf course, I forage and I get all my Pro V ones. But when I do buy, I write that off too. Even my bits are write-offs. I write off my bits. I write off my subs. I write them off as and Mr. Lattenhouse, thank you for the write-offs. Cheering 250. Thank you. But yeah, I mean, I write all the bits, all the subs, and I'll be honest. If you want, I think I've talked about this before, maybe not. I want to say at least the last 3 years, I have spent more on bits and subs. I've spent more than I have made on Twitch, because I also have to declare the money I make on Twitch. So that's that. It's kind of a it's kind of a balance, kind of write off. But I spend a lot more than I make here on Twitch. And we've talked about this before. For me, Twitch is not a money maker. I don't obviously all streamers, we if you want to tip us and biddy and sub us, that's great. We love it. DJ Hack in the house, how you doing? But for me, it's a write off. So if I'm subbing your channel, I have tried to cut back a little bit. I did cut back a little bit this past year, when I went through my phase of I'm not streaming anymore. I said, well, why sub if I'm not going to be be streaming anymore? Why sub? And I this is going to make me sound terrible, maybe, but you don't see my Twitch money go straight into my charity. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. And Mr. Lattenhouse's Twitch money goes right into the charity now. That's cool that you set that up that way. There are a couple people that I like to sub, mainly because I like their emotes. And I know we talked a little bit about this a couple weeks ago. I know Sam Nation brought it up. That one of the reasons why I sub some people is because I like the emotes, even if I don't personally listen to that stream so much, but I like the emotes. But if you're in somebody's stream and you sub them, the least they can do is acknowledge that. Radioactivity, you like that too? Yeah. If you oh, a second, I got my Coke here. If you're dropping biddies or you're subbing, the least that you can do as a streamer is acknowledge that. Now I understand. sometimes chats move so fast, and you're not necessarily watching your own home screen, so you don't see it like pop up on the screen behind you or whatever. And so yeah, you might miss that. Hopefully your mod, if you have a mod, hopefully your mod will catch that. DJ 9 Iron, how you doing, sir? Welcome in. Thank you for coming again. Um, but that's I have a real love hate relationship with that, because there are some people that I really like their emotes, and but they're when I sub them, they don't acknowledge. And you know one of my favorite people that I like their subs, or I like their emotes, that I sub a lot. She's a very popular streamer, and she's always got like 800 or more people in her chat, and I get that. Um, and if she doesn't catch my sub at the right time, it's completely gone. Now, I was watching her. Her sub ran out, I think, on Monday, and I was watching her before I went to my gig, and she was on for, how long was she on? I think I told my wife it was like 46 minutes, and she'd already had, and she got the little daily runner down there on the bottom. She'd already had something like 350 subs in less than an hour on that day. So yeah, her stuff's moving. Her stuff's moving. In fact, it was funny because her biddies were 1,333. I loved it. It was 1,333 in less than an hour. Just so yeah, she's busy, but and my one little sub probably didn't matter much to her, but at least give me a thumbs up, give me something to work with there. All right, I gotta take a sip of Coke here. Hold a second. Look, Mr. Latin House got me on a rant, and I wasn't even planning on ranting. I actually thought this was going to be a rant-free stream, but I got off on a rant. Oh my gosh. So yeah, biddies and subs. I think we had a whole show about that a month or so ago. But anyway, thank you so much. And again, we've killed 10, 12 DC artists, R&R. I may have to see if I can get it. Chat with Chuck, Chat with Chuck talk show. Also known as rant and what was it? Raid and rant. What was it again? What was the R's? What were the R's? Whatever it is. Rip and rant. Thank you. God dang. DJ Ryan, impossible. Chat with Chuck being a rant-free stream. Yes. So, and I hope my DJ Pookie, my boy right down the road, actually offered me a job, offered for me to work with his company in December, but I'm going to be down in Palm Springs doing a golf thing. So Ryan, thank you for the thought. I do appreciate it. Tennessee girl, nice to see you too. So I was just going to talk a little bit about Halloween in general. Like I started to say, we kind of do it big around our house, not as big as we used to, but because of our neighborhood, there's a lot of people out. I out in front of the garage, I put up a couple 55-inch TVs, and I play music videos. I put half my sound system outside and blast the crap out of it, so you hear it around the blocks, so it's quite the deal. It's quite the deal around our house. Now, growing up, I don't know. I grew up in a town when I was 12, 13, 14 years old. There was probably less than, or I don't know, maybe 20,000 people. I don't even think we had 20,000 people in our town, and you could walk down the street, and you could trick or treat, and I miss them, and I know they can't do it anymore. I think times have changed, but we would get homemade popcorn balls, wrapped in a wax paper with a little bow on them, or we get candied apples. Can you imagine giving candied apples now? Here comes a kid, candy apple. I mean, not even wrapped up, just on a tray, candy apples, trick or treat. Door opens up. Here you go, candy apple. We used to get all that stuff. fun stuff. I mean, if you got a chocolate bar, if you got a Snickers bar and all the, or whatever, yay! But like the candied apples and the popcorn balls, oh my gosh, um, uh, I know this is really old guy. Get off my lawn. You sound old kind of stuff. But man, I really feel sorry for the kids these days, and even the costumes. Because there weren't. I mean, there were always store bought costumes. You always had store bought, but nothing like what you can go to buy now. Go to Spirit and buy these amazing costumes, and so part of the thing, growing up, I was like, oh, Dad, what are we going to make this year? What are we going to do this year? And you get the cardboard box and you cut holes in it and you paint it and you do this and you get the foil and you wrap foil around and you put it in it. That was cool. Here, the old people would give us adults caramel onions, thinking they were taffy apples, and we took a bite out of them. Mr. Lattenhouse. So here, the old people would give us adults caramel onions, thinking that they were taffy apples, and then took a bite out. That's so funny. That's so funny. DJ Bain, I just came home from the costume shopping with my daughters. What did they buy? What are they going to go out as? Something cool? They're going to go out as Taylor Swift? I don't know. What's the big costume this year? Does anybody know what the big costume is? Prices are out of control for something you'll wear once. Yeah. But DJ Bain, write them off. Business expense. Yeah. DC artists, I miss the masks that were hard, sharp plastic edges and scratched up your face. Yeah, because you didn't. Yeah, whatever. That's it. Freddy Krueger and a butterfly. Aw, well, that's like scary, scary sweet right there. K-pop Demon Hunters. Oh, yeah. Mr. Latin, or excuse me, Sam Nation. Yeah, that'll probably be very, very, very popular. What I miss, I just buy a white sheet, make 2 holes, and wear it to see, and wear glasses. Yeah, big giant ghost. What I really miss is the private Halloween parties that I used to get booked to do. I think a lot of private parties kind of went by the wayside when COVID kicked in, and obviously you couldn't have a party. And when COVID unkicked in and the world opened back up, I think a lot of people were already, well, you know what, we got by without them. We didn't spend the money. And so they've never really jumped back. There used to be a guy. My first agent did this Halloween party. It was a private Halloween party, but you paid like I don't even remember. It was like $50 or $75, and it was an open bar. And it was down in Richmond. I want to say the guy's name is Big Bill, Big Dan, Big something. And he threw these amazing Halloween parties. And I want to say 4 or 5 years I did these. In the first couple years, I did it with the band. He'd have a band, and then he'd have a DJ, and the band would take a break, and the DJ would play, then the band would play, and the DJ would play, and the band would close it out. That was always cool. The last couple of years, he screwed the band, just had the DJ. Something that we DJs did when that world opened up is that we killed a lot of mid-level bands that were like bands that were like show bands, big bands, good bands. They were hot. They're always going where they're not going anywhere. But the mid-level garage bands, they went by the wayside when the DJs took over, and rightfully so. But he would do these amazing parties, and it was just this huge drunk fest. And the costumes were right out of the Exotic Erotic Ball. If those of you that live in the San Francisco area ever heard about the Exotic Erotic, I'm not even sure they do Exotic Erotic anymore. That might have gone by the wayside during COVID too. But that was the Exotic Erotic Ball was just the epitome of I want to say sexy, but just my God, costumes. I went once, but yeah, that Exotic Erotic, amazing. But the Halloween parties, welcome to Rippin'. The Halloween parties back in the day. I mean, again, they were just amazing, and and people would get drunk and they'd drink and it'd be wacky, crazy, stupid drunk, but it never, at least in my area. And I know all areas are different, at least in my area, it never devolved into, I don't ever remember like fights or arguments or guns or any of that kind of stuff. I mean, it was all I want to say good, clean fun, but I don't know how clean it was. But it was all fun. It was all fun, and I miss those. I wish they brought those back. School dances, which is what I spent most of my years doing, and doing the Halloween dances, because schools used to have like I would do these schools that would have 6 or 7 dances a year, and they'd have a Halloween dance, and they'd have a back to school dance, they'd have a homecoming dance, they'd have the Christmas dance, the Valentine's Day dance, they'd have the turnabout dance, they'd have the proms, the junior proms, I mean just amazing. Oh yeah, so DJ Ryan, the exotic erotic ball was hugely popular in our area every year. Never went though, but heard a lot of crazy stories about them. Yeah, one year I went with Bob Manty, my agent, who was in tight with Bill Graham, and I'm not sure if Bill had anything to do with exotic erotic, but maybe he had some of the talent. But yeah, I mean it was just crazy, and I just like yeah, you missed out, but. I'm not huge like an eyes wide shut party. Exactly. I'm not huge on doing stuff in the city. I really don't like going into San Francisco. It's such a pain in the ass. Parking's a pain. It costs you a crap load. And maybe as I've gotten older, that's one of those. Although I didn't like it when I was younger, when we were doing high school proms. Speaking of school dances and proms in the city, because that was for a number of years that was a big thing to have their high school prom in San Francisco. Thank you, Tennessee, for dropping that link. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram. I could use for more followers, and I know you're all probably sitting here. You all follow me here. That's in here right now. But I got a new saying when I get raid or if I'm in somebody's chat. Yeah, I'm on the road to 10,000 followers. So I could use another follower, and I only have like 8,700 more to go. So if you're not following me, if you want to hit that follow button, I would appreciate it. I could use the help. I could use the help on the road to 10,000 followers. Boy, that was almost going to start a rant. Yeah, I have. I was looking here. I have 2,387 followers currently. So mid-level. Gigging in San Francisco sucks. I refuse to DJ in the city, DJ Ryan says. Yeah. What was I going to rant on? Almost a rant about the followers? I can't remember. My mind is, those of you that hang out, and because I didn't plan today, I honestly thought, well, you know what? I've been busy. I didn't plan anything. Let's just talk Halloween or just see where it goes kind of deal. I threatened a Tina baby who never comes to my shows. I threatened her with just talking about her all day long. So do me a favor, for any of you that are in the chat, or any of those of you who are in the chat, and you know who a Tina baby is, if you see her anywhere, say, oh my God, Chuck was talking about you all day long on Chat with Chuck. Just don't go. And if she says, what was he saying? I don't want to repeat it. He showed us some pictures. I don't want to repeat it. Just if you see her anywhere, say, oh my God, did you hear what Chuck said about you? Oh my God. Be so funny. She'd be like, what? I was at my gig last night and she texted me, oh, I guess we're not doing Mellow Mondays. No, I'm at a gig. Oh, okay. Yeah. A Tina baby, well known in the world. So let's see, where were we going? Followers. Now see, I lost my train of track. Train of Those of you that are going to be watching this back on YouTube are going to be like, what the hell is he talking about? Yeah, Chuck was ranting about you, explicit content. There you go. Just give it to her. Really, just bring it. She tells me that her 4:00 time frame is her nap with Chuck time, or nap at Chuck. Not nap with Chuck. I was going to 8,000 followers. Yeah, I'm on the road to 10,000 followers. I have 2,000. I need like 8,000 more. Um, how often are you any of you streamers do you go into a chat or you raid somebody into a chat and we are always all very polite and we're like, oh my gosh, thank you DJ Ryan for the raid. I do appreciate that. For those of you that came in with the raid, do me a favor, I'm on the road for 10,000 followers, hit that follow button. How many follows do you actually get? Right? You think people could at least just out of just politeness hit the follow button. Hit the follow button. It's not a big deal. I don't know. I guess maybe it is a big deal because it doesn't happen very often. At least with me, it doesn't happen very often. So maybe two. Sam says, last one, a few, and it. I was gonna say it comes and goes, but yeah, I mean there have been times where I've gotten three or four. Um, I don't know, a month or so ago, I got a rate of like about 80, 86, and I think I got one out of that. Oh man, then the complaint, follower only chat. Now, I will admit when I first started, I thought that's a great way to get followers. I'll put followers only chat because that way if people want to chat in my all that does is turn people off. Why do they even have that? You know? And I know Mr. Lattenhouse knows this, and I know Sam Nation knows this. If you're on a raid train, turn that off. If you're on a raid train and your DJ, the next DJ raids into you, and you've got followers only chat, there goes the train, right there, bang. The train's gone. It's just that's just what happens. DC artists, I think some cases I want to know who I'm following first. If I vibe with them, yeah, that's true, and I get that. Worse is I follow only chat. Plus that you can't chat for 10 minutes after a follow. Oh, I didn't know that. Tennessee, I don't like followers only chat either. Yes. If not Chuck, will email the entire group. I walk away from those too. Love to the nines, and I don't. I mean, again, I see the thinking behind it. I don't get it. It's exactly okay. Here we go. It's exactly like the group chat now. I think we talked about that a couple weeks ago, right? Now they have that feature where you can get the shared chat. The shared chat. I still don't get that. I still don't. And ads, why? Yes. The problem with Styles, love to the nines. The problem with Styles, okay. The problem with styles is that I guess a lot of DJs do have styles. So, we're playing hip hop. I'm a hip hop DJ. I'm a house DJ. I'm playing house music. Whatever, that kind of thing. But guys like me, you never know what the hell I'm going to play. I'm going to play some rock, or I'm going to play some mellow, or sometimes I get into a dancey mood. Sometimes I play, rarely I'll play some K-pop, whatever. So, you may get raided into my chat while I'm playing a rock thing, and you may go, oh my God, rock, what the hell? I don't like rock, but you may love yacht rock, or you may love the mellow I play later. So yeah, it's always hard because you never know what you're getting. And sometimes some people you follow, they spam me like crazy and want me back in their channel after a raid. Nobody. And again, that's the same kind of thing. I've heard that kind of stuff, but nobody ever spams me. I don't know. Maybe it's my deodorant. Hold on, I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what that deal is. But yes, I've heard that. I've heard that there are some people that go after that will spam. If I'm doing a show and I look back after I log off and I look back and I realize, oh my gosh, so and so XYZ followed me, but I didn't see it. I will message them. And I will say in the chat, in the message, I will say, gosh, I'm sorry, I missed it during the show. Thank you for the follow. And that's about the only time that and I'm not even sure that that would be considered spam. I think that's just whispering. But that's the only time really that I whisper somebody that either I don't know or whatever. I just kind of go there. KgbDJ in the house. How you doing, Mr. KGB? So yeah, followers only chat, shared chat. I don't know. They're coming up with ideas now. I hadn't planned on ranting today, but one of my favorite rants just came into the chat, and I don't know what this guy's deal is. And I'm going to pick on him because I like him, and he knows I do. But I have no idea what the heck KgbDJ is doing, and I'm calling him out. I'm calling him out right here in public. KGB, I'm calling you out right now in public. What the heck is up with all of a sudden going micless and I was going to say cameraless, but you do have the camera on the controller, which is cool. KGB has always been one of my favorite cats to watch. I like it. He mouths off. He talks. I enjoy his chat. But he's lately gone on this groove of there's no DJ camera and there's no microphone. Now I do micless nights sometimes. KGB's been there. I do my mellow Mondays or I do my hump day mellow, my late night mellow shows. I usually do those micless. I get that. That's mainly because I don't want to wake my wife up, who's right above me in the studio here, when I'm talking. But dang it, KGB. Yeah, Tennessee Girl Mrs. KGB on the mic too. I don't get it. And now he's probably, did he leave? Is he mad at me now? Mouse off. That's it. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, I mean, I like his set both ways. I do radioactivity. I get that. He does good stuff. He plays good music. He mixes really well. But I miss that aspect of it. And I have said this before. Maybe I haven't ranted about this. I have said this before. For me, and this is just me, this is my own viewer preference. If I just wanted to listen to music, I would turn on Spotify, or I would go to Apple Tunes, or I would just, put a CD in because I'm an old guy and I still have my CD player. I like the fact that KGB still does interact in the chat. That is good. He does keep his eye on the chat, right? That's good, But and obviously there's a balance between too much talking and not enough. And I know sometimes on my DJ shows, I do rant too much, mouth off too much. DJ Ryan says, "Can you do a micless chat with Chuck, please?" Yeah, that would be fun. So yeah, I mean, I understand there's both ways, and there are streams that are popular both ways. And KGB is probably not going to answer this, but I would love to know, or if he has noticed, more financial gains one way or the other. If you want to share in the chat, you think so or you don't think so, or it's about the same, that's great. If not, if you like to message me privately, I'd love to know just my own personal belief. I won't let anybody know. But that would be, I'd be curious, because KGB is one of these guys that, he built a reputation on doing what he's doing, or doing what he's did. Excuse me. Now, he's stopped doing that, right? So financially, is it the same, or are people supporting you less because you do, or maybe more? Like DC Artist says, sometimes I like it. It's relaxing. I get work done, and I feel like I can support. Yeah, and I understand. There's a number of DJs that I watch that don't talk. Sam Nation is another one. I use Sam a lot. He doesn't talk. And DC Artist has got the nice voice. When she does her Saturday morning art shows, she's just got this nice, relaxing voice. It's just nice to listen to. It really is. She doesn't get up here and mouth off like I do. But she's got this nice voice. Hi, I'm DC Artist, and I'm drawing a picture. You want to watch? That's my DC Arts imitation. Was that close? Am I hitting the nail on the head there? If you're if you're watching on YouTube, thank you very much. I do appreciate you spending the time. And if you're not watching on YouTube, you don't really care. There's Sam. Yeah, Sam's got his shows. I mean, are you 5 days a week now, Sam? I know I saw your flyer that she puts it up. Calming voice, but 100% panic mode. um, Halloween. So, do you all? I mean, are you all? If you're streaming around this time, are you all planning on dressing up for Halloween? I actually have Halloween night. Obviously, I can't stream. We have whoop de doo going on here at the house. So I never knew. Oh, you didn't know DC Artist streamed? It's actually really cool, Mr. Latin House. Just follow for the arts, not the rant. Yeah. Saturday morning, mid morning. I don't know how to put it. She draws and it's shows what she's drawing, and she's drawing different things, and I think there's music in the background, but it's good. I enjoy it. It's a great mellow. KgbDJ says financial gains, no, but it's not the reason I personally do all this. Haven't noticed one way or the other, honestly. Okay, well, you're like me. I don't financial gains, again, it's always nice, as I said earlier, but it's not the reason why I do this. That's interesting. You haven't noticed it. That's interesting. Cool. Oh, good. I'm glad. Sam does a lot of raid trains. Yes, Sam does speak on occasion. Well, so does like Purple Stars and a few other people. They're going down. Mr. Latin House is dressing up as Chuck from Chuckwood Golf Resort. Are you going to shave your head? Are you going to do that? You're going to shave your head? So yeah, that's I have our Halloween outside. I might stream. I might just turn, because I use the same computer. I might just stream. Because it's basically it's on automix Halloween. Excuse me, Halloween songs. I might just stream that out there for fun. And then the first. November 1st, I got a gig. I've got a big game show gig. We got whoop-de-doo going on. Yes. On Saturday, I got a big game show at a private campground. We're doing the Family Feud game show, Chuck style. And then Sunday, we have our golf club, men's club event. So kind of a busy weekend for me. Bald and bootyful. That's right. Well, my booty's not that full, but... yeah, welcome. Thank you for pointing out the bald part. Ryan, you're working Saturday, right? You got some kind of gig on Saturday. So the life of the full-time DJ, it's so funny. People think that, oh, go, let's go do something on Saturday, and I'm like, yeah, Although I don't have a New Year's Eve gig yet, I'm a little shaken on that. KGB says it's nice to get the love via bits and subs. Just a bonus to do what we do for the love of it. That is 100%. No truer words have ever been typed than that. It is nice to get the love via the bits and subs, and just a bonus for what we do for the love of it. Yes, for those of us that do this because we enjoy it. And sometimes I enjoy it more than other times. In fact, I think it was the last Wednesday or the last Monday. I was doing my mellow show, and I was into it for an hour, and I had 3 people that were watching, nobody talking, and I was like, well, I'm out of here. Because I wasn't enjoying it. Because for me, again, going back to the playing music thing, I can watch Spotify or I can play whatever, but I'm here for the interaction. I like the chat. I like the interaction in the chat. If I'm not getting that, that's it. New Year's Eve is on a Wednesday. Doesn't matter to me. I haven't had a New Year's Eve off, and I don't know when. My wife and I have already talked about this. What are we going to do if I'm off? I think I had one a few years ago when a gig got canceled. Ryan is probably the same way. Ryan's probably got a private party or the club or something he's going to do on Wednesday, on New Year's Eve. We usually make more money on New Year's Eve. DJs, we normally raise our rates on New Year's Eve, so we make a little extra money. Because going into January is generally speaking a slow month. If not dead, it's a slow month. When my wife and I were taking vacations, a lot of times it would be in November or January. Historically, for me, the slowest times of the year, November and January. So that's when we would go before we moved to Hawaii. That's when we would go to Hawaii for our party. Ryan says, yes, on Saturday, I'm doing a fundraiser for the United Anglers program at Casa High. Oh, yeah, I'm the live auctioneer and provide the audio. Nice. I did a big fundraiser last Saturday with Phil. Amazing. Chicago and Rant with Chuck live. New Year's Eve. We could do a live, if I don't, okay, all right. Not that anybody would be there because there's so much other stuff going on New Year's Eve. But if I don't get a New Year's Eve show, maybe I'll do a New Year's Eve rant. I don't know. Maybe I'll do that. That would be fun just to rant on New Year's Eve. I don't know. My wife still goes to bed like at 9:00, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, New Year's Eve rant. Man, have there been some amazing New Year's Eve parties? Talking about Halloween parties. What's the other great night? I'm at the Fairmont in Sonoma on New Year's Eve this year. Ryan, I was at the Fairmont in Sonoma last year, so they must have not liked me. So that was an Angela gig last year. We should talk because I might have told you about that party. I don't know what room you're going to be in, but that was the party where people brought their dogs because the Fairmont in Sonoma is a dog-friendly venue, and these people came to this New Year's Eve party, and they brought their dog, and a couple of these dogs were frickin' horses. But we should talk about the sound system and stuff because hopefully yours is different than what they're gonna what they did. But I actually thought it was rocking. I had a great New Year's Eve there. So congratulations on you for getting that and stealing my gig from me. So. That's the only bad thing about Ryan and I. We're in the same. We're battling for the same events, and although maybe if you need a second on New Year's Eve, if I'm not doing anything, maybe you can pay me $50 and I'll come hang out with you, and we can do that. We'll do a silent disco. Do silent disco on New Year's Eve. Yeah. Well, who did you book that gig directly or is that through somebody else? If you don't mind me asking, Ryan, but and hopefully you'll probably make more money than I made last year. Although you might not make as much money as I don't know, probably make more money than Angela. But anyway, it was a fun gig. It really was. But it was a taxing gig. DC artist, New Year's Eve on Twitch. Sometimes I'm grateful to celebrate with others who aren't out there partying too and ringing in the New Year's here. Yeah. I'm not even sure about streaming on New Year's Eve. I would think that there's just so much going on New Year's Eve and so many streamers and that there's only so many viewers, and but which is going to be bad because by New Year's Eve, right, they're all going to be over on LFG, right? There won't be any viewers here on Twitch on New Year's Eve because they're all going to be over there on LFG. Rant, LFG rant, incoming. Mr. Lighthouse says nope. Yeah. Oh man, you want to share it with me so I can rant? We talked a little bit about LFG last show. So we won't go it unless I. Oh sure. Mr. Latin House, the big tease. I've got information about LFG, but I can't say anything. Okay, let me know, Mr. Latin House, and I'll keep it quiet. I'll just between me and you and the chat. So yeah, no, it's. I hope LFG works out. I do. Cybercher, welcome in. How come everybody has info but me? Do they not know who I am? I'm Chuck the frickin' DJ over here. If anybody should have inside information, it should be me, right? It's one way I found out. One person had a medical emergency, so right before New Year's Eve, I celebrate that he's still here. Oh, that's nice. That's nice, DC artist. Cyberture, yeah, welcome in. Thank you, Tennessee, for dropping that. I do appreciate that. Yeah, New Year's Eve. Wow. It's is it buffering? Are you guys buffering? Is anybody else buffering? It's funny because I forgot to plug in my Cat 5 cable when I started, but I plugged it in after I started, and I didn't know if I needed to restart when I did that. I was hoping that I would just grab it. You're buffering with Chuck. Damn it! I should have restarted. But I wish somebody would have said something by now. That's all right. We're almost done. We got 10 minutes. We're almost done. Okay, yeah. If you want to spill the beans, yeah, we'd love to have some beans. I know KGB is on, honestly, the only reason why I haven't tried LFG is because I don't know how to restream, and Ryan hasn't come up to my house to show me. No, you're not buffering, Sam. Okay, yeah, Ryan, we should talk. I was being a little silly, but yeah, I mean, it would be fun. We could talk about it on Get a Gig. There was I had a possible afternoon New Year's Eve thing through Angela that was going to be from like 12 to 2 game show, but it hasn't been confirmed, so I don't know. And I charged him a lot, so I don't know. Whatever. LFG just saved a whole bunch of money by switching to Geico. Oh, Michael buffering. Well, darn it, you guys. I wish you would have told me that earlier. I could have done something about that. Oh, well, that's all right. I'm watching on my tablet here right in front of me, and I'm not getting any buffering, but that might be because I'm just all right here, which is surprising because the computer that I use for this is so old and stuff. I barely realized it could barely work not having the Cat 5 plugged in. Yeah, so let's see. So what have we covered today? Other than just absolutely nothing. Halloween fun, looking good. We talked about DC Artist show on Saturdays. If you're not following DC Artist, please follow DC Artist. Great show on Saturday. Of course, Cyberture does great. They all do great shows. KGB, Mr. Latin. Well, Mr. Latin House is retiring, so don't worry about him. Sam Nation's got the great Battle of the Bands thing going on. I think I'm doing pretty good in that one. I think I'm doing pretty good in the battling of the bands. So yeah, and I'm gonna play some Halloween themed music after we're all done for a few minutes. My wife is on. She's on a stream thing right now. Can't be older than mine. I don't know. If you saw this thing, man, you'd die. My laptop, my streaming laptop, was originally my main gig laptop about 6 years ago. And I did a party out in the sun, and I didn't have any covering, and I didn't think it was going to be that big a deal. I honestly didn't, but it heated the screen area up so bad. I don't know what you call it. The screen area up so bad, the frame around the screen melted, and now it's held together by duct tape. So the screen won't fall out. I can't even use stems on this computer because there's not enough party. I was looking at there's not enough a memory and whatever else it takes in a computer it's not a whoop-de-doo computer. It's not a whoop-de-doo computer. My new computers are more whoop-de-doo, but this one is not a whoop-de-doo computer. So reflexing, is that, or reflexing? What did I miss? So I'm going to play some kind of Halloween themed music here when we're about ready to get all done. Just for a little bit while my wife is on her little stream thing until she's done. Then we're going to go out and we're going to have some dinner. Going to go out and relax for a while because, like I say, it's been such a busy 4 days in a row for me. It's a lot. So. Is there anything else anybody else would like to bring up in the chat before we close it out? Might close it out a little bit early today. I think I've shot my wad, as it were. I do want to remind you. Let's see. Let me double check here real quick before I mouth off. No, I don't want to. I don't want to do that. Um, yeah, what's today? Today's Tuesday. Tomorrow's Wednesday. I hope to be doing my mellow Hump Day Mellow, which starts about 9 o'clock on Pacific Standard Time. So if you're kind of into mellow jams, I think sometimes I kind of I kind of ooze into a yacht rocky theme, which is yacht rock is it's still mellow, but it's up, but it's a little faster usually than Hump Day Mellow. But sometimes I kind of bounce between the two. That's tomorrow night. DJ Ryan this is Tuesday night. Ryan normally streams on Tuesday night. Are you streaming tonight, DJ Ryan? 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Or are you taking the night off? DC Artist, what time do you 11 Eastern on Saturday? So 8 o'clock Pacific for those of you over here on that coast. Which is why it's nice because she gets up or I get up and then KGB Sunday morning, easy like Sunday morning, which is really easy like Sunday morning now since he's not talking anymore. One of my favorites because Sunday mornings, although I have a golf thing Sunday, so I probably won't get to be there, but I might be able to pop in just for a few minutes before I head out. KGB and Ryan. I was waiting for Ryan to answer my question to see if he's streaming tonight because I do like to pimp out my Pookie. More songs to sing with Yacht Rock. That is true, GC Artist. ReadyBot. Tennessee loves ReadyBot. Yacht Rock. I mean, I go back and forth. It just kind of like everything else I do, sweetheart. It just depends upon my mood. I just go both ways. AC/DC. Yacht Rock, Mellow Rock, Yacht Rock, Mellow Rock. I just try to keep myself and everybody in the chat happy. So it's fun stuff. So with that being said, it sounds like you're all covered. It sounds like everybody has Quiet Like Sunday Morning. Yes, KGB is going to change his name to Quiet Like Sunday Morning. It sounds like everybody has pretty much shot their wad here in the chat. Maybe that'll be the theme when I post this on YouTube. Episode 22, shot your wad. See what happens. But again, I do appreciate everybody being here. Thank you for the support. And some of you, like Sam Nation, was here before I even started today. I do appreciate that, Sam. Thank you so much for being there. Tennessee Girl, I do appreciate it. My mods, DJ Ryan, Tennessee Girl. Thank you so much. Radioactivity. I don't know. I think she might have left, but I do appreciate the support that I get from everybody, and I think we're gonna say good night.
Thanks for listening to Chat with Chuck. Have something you want Chuck to riff about? Send him a whisper and get ready to be entertained. I'm Greg Murray. Thanks for listening.